Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. What do you think to my man here on front here? Old turkey neck. Hey, tea towel on his head, pop, pop, bang. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's amazing how much money people will throw at something, isn't it? Just to get out there. Pop, pop, bang. Well, that's Porky not getting an invite to Saudi, but who cares? Who cares? I don't. Right, here we go. Who fries first? Am I all right to take this coat off? Big shout out to Gary and John from Welcome Estates. Still like this coat, just to show I'm not Mardy. I had the welcome bit took off. No. All right, isn't it? Nice when someone fits you, isn't it? You know what I mean? Oh, it's cold out there today. Oh, cold. Walked all the way around to Costa and it's not opened. Right then. Where were we this morning? Crusher. Oh, Crusher Ben. Where's the power, Crush? Crusher. Where's the power? Where is it? There ain't none, is there? There's no power. All of a sudden, Crusher's had two fights since all that long layoff, 18-month out at ring. He's had two fights and he can't crush a grape. Can you crush? Can't crush a grape. So do a thumbnail. But Crusher can't crush a grape or something. Do something like that. Earn your coin. Earn your coin. But no, what's going on here with Crush? Begging bowl out yet again. Crusher needs Eubank more than ever before now. Because if they put him in with anybody any good, you get beat. And you know that Eubank money? It's gone then, hasn't it? So they're going to keep feeding him undefeated stiffs that he can't knock out. That's what we're going to see. It's all there in black and white. But yeah, hang on a minute. Let me just read this out to you. Turn my phone on. So Crusher won on points, didn't he? Did anybody see Eddie Hills beforehand saying he's got to be blowing guys like Peter Dobson away in 4 or 5 rounds? Why didn't Peter Dobson stick up for himself at the press conference and say, listen, I'll knock you out and this and that, and you know, but a drug cheat and all that? Where was that energy? Where was that energy? I'll tell you where it were. He signed a deal with Eddie Hills to say that if he beat Crusher, Eddie had options on him. Hey, what's all that about? So the guy couldn't even say what he wanted to say at the presser. That's what I'm hearing. Hey, all orchestrated, isn't it? Hey, what is it? North Korea? Is that what this is? Is that what this is, Edward? North Korea controlling the media and controlling what people say. Unbelievable. Did anybody see Darren Barker's commentary? Did anybody see that? Like, we've got a former Sims fighter, somebody who married somebody, who works at Matchroom, on commentary, commenting on a Sims fighter and a Matchroom fighter. Somebody said in comment section, I forgot his name, but he said, did anybody see Darren Barker last night? Utter pond live commentary. Now, I watched it again with the sound down. And do you know what? That whoever sent that comment, remind me who it were, because you obviously watch all the time. Darren Barker, that was absolute pond life. You should be embarrassed. But yet again, the narrative's being controlled by these people. They were going to do wonders when they went to DAZN, weren't they? They didn't take Carl Froch, did they? Because they know that he doesn't stick to the script. Why would we want an Hall of Famer at DAZN? Unless it's a Lee Wood fight in Nottingham. You know, don't you? You know. It's there, isn't it? And then we've got this one here. Oh, this is a corker, this one. Somebody sent me this morning. Let's have a look. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say who. I'm not even going to give you a clue who. This is Tony! Tony! You got greedy! You got greedy! Listen to this one. This is a corker. Dominant display from Conor Benn. Pressed forward all night and put it on the unbeaten Dobson from start to finish. Hashtag Ben Dobson. Also a good fight between Buatsi and Aziz. Setback for Dan, but he's far from done, and onwards and upwards for Buatsi, who looks strong at light heavyweight. What is that? A backhanded compliment? Eh? Because don't you remember when you said, Tony, that Buatsi were like Andre Ward and who were the other one? There was another guy. They were like Andre Ward and somebody else rolled into one. Right? So you had to back that up, didn't you? Personally, I'll come to that fight later. In fact, we'll come to it now. I thought that Buatsi didn't take any risks. I thought he could have took him out any time he wanted to. But he didn't take any risks. That's how I thought. That's how I look at it. He's ranked number 4 in the world, isn't he, now on BoxRec? But Dan Aziz is still in mix. Is he ranked number 6? British Commonwealth and champion, wasn't he? You have a European as well? Either way, he's British and Commonwealth champion now, isn't he? The other guy. But the point I want to make is this. He could have took him out any time he wanted. But do I like Buatsi? Yeah, I think he's a good fighter. But why Eddie Hills is suing him, I don't know. And Spotty Frank and Matcham and all that. Didn't they say, if people don't want to be a part of it, they're free to go? Well, he didn't want to be a part of you, like a Coley. So they're free to go. You're saying you don't make any money on Buatsi and he's not engaging and this and that. He's a bit like Callum Smith, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, the Smiths. Old Callum Smith. Don't get me started about him. The giant mute, multi-millionaire, multi-Sulfly, swimming in Chochai. Yeah. He should have more respect for Joe Gallagher. All of them should, shouldn't they, really? What have they got? About 5 wins over world champions between them. Eh? And most of them are former. Is that right? The Smiths. We were sold the Beatles, but we got Shuadi Wadi. But anyway, getting back to Crusher Ben, let's speak about BoxRec. Josh Kelly's had 5 fights at light middleweight. I call it light middleweight, but you can't call it that on a border control interview because it's gives you a crossing box. They give you free chance. They ask you 3 questions. If you get them wrong, your history. Trust me, I know. To me, it's light middleweight, so get gone. Josh Kelly's ranked number 16 on BoxRec, British champion. Yeah, 5 wins at light middle. How many's Crusher had? 1, 2? Well, that last one, 154. No, this one last night wasn't it? How is he ranked number 9? Crusher ain't got a belt. How can that be? How can that be? How can we take BoxRec serious at all now? When even BoxRec are bumping Crusher up the rankings. How can he be higher than Josh Kelly? Well, they're the 2 big noises in Britain at 154 at the moment. They were going to fight at 147. Josh Kelly wanted the fight. Crusher ain't got Eubank as a dance partner. Why don't Crusher fight Josh Kelly at 154 and show us that crushing power? You know, he can't crush a grape. Can't crush a grape. That's how I look at it. All right, can't crush a grape. But it is what it is, isn't it? He calls out Terence Crawford. He'd be lucky to beat Terence Griffiths, wouldn't he? Eh? For those of you that don't know snooker, Terry Griffiths, the 1979 world champion, he was a postman. He's not in good health at the moment, so I wish him well, but he struggled to beat him, Money Crusher. He's got no power. Now that he's not taking those special shakes. But if he were, would we get to find out after all the baloney we've had to put up with, eh? Since 2022. You know, it's coming up to, well, it's over 18 months. July, were it? 22, we're now Feb. So we're into 20th month and it's still not dealt with. And I've been told that if the board lose the appeal, it's going to go to the sport of arbitration. And that could take a year. So Crush could be parked up, couldn't he? Could be parked up another year, fighting on small shows in America. Pop, bang on that one, Crush. So, but like I said before, and I'll say it again, me and Julian McGowan, I think it was me that brought it up, the mental health on, not Julian, although he did get a lot of other things right. I said, look, what he'll do, once they run out of ideas, they'll play the mental health card. What happened? I got it right again, didn't I? They played the mental health card, so now you can't say anything to Crusher Ben because he might do something stupid, and then you've got that on your conscience, haven't you? It's a get out of jail free card, that, isn't it? You only get them at Monopoly, don't you? But these people, they turn it on and off, don't they? So what can we say now in case we trigger it? I didn't see any mental health when he were bullying Eubank on social media when Beefy Smith knocked him out. Ladies and gentlemen, the Smiths. Hey? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They should kneel before Joe G for what he done for all them. Jesus. Unbelievable. So Boatsi's done. Dan Aziz on points. Another win for him, Porky Boy. Another win for Porky Boy. Because I did say Boatsi win on points if you pull my previous video up. Horsecock talking sense again, Porky. I'm impressed by him. Yeah, I am too. I'm impressed by Horsecock lately. He's doing a lot better without bean. Run have been, could have been, should have been, never been, baked bean, creepy bean, beanie. Rumpelstiltskin. The food banks are that way. And we're on to you. So, hanging around like a bad smell. Rumpelstiltskin. Where's the boxing family, Rumpole? You ain't no boxing family. It was a figment of your imagination. All right. Why ain't nobody getting you back on at Sky, or why ain't nobody coming out in support of you? Richard Keys and Andy Gray, didn't one of them come out in support of him? Johnny Nelson, Horsecock. I don't see Johnny coming out in support of Bean. Why? Because it's every man for himself. Where can Johnny get a job like that if he leaves Sky? Can't go to Bricktop. He won't want to work for Big Ron at £300 a pop, will he? And an hotel and a train ticket. So where's Johnny going to go? Where? It's the only game in town for Johnny. He's going to stay put. So there'll be nobody walking out for Bean. And quite rightly so. It's every man for themselves. It's boxing. It must be awful for Bean, though, looking at them all and hanging around these presses and shows and all that, knowing that he used to be the main man and the big dog. It'd be demoralising, wouldn't it? But he's looking for a role. Will he find one? I don't think so. Because people in boxing have long memories. They'll shake his hand and wish him all the best. Yeah, you can pull a seat up and order some food. There's no room at the inn. That's just how it goes, Bean. But it's character building. There's plenty of jobs in Job Centre, Bean, if you go and look. Okay? You have to get something going sooner or later. Porky was surprised Dobson never said nothing about Ben juicing at the presser. We've covered that. Darren Barker commentating was awful, Porky. Yeah, we've covered that. Let's see the full spar of Fury's cut and all that. We've covered that. Eddie Hills comparing Peter Dobson to Aaron Barkley in that interview. It's like, oh, because Peter Dobson's undefeated. Yeah, but they can also give it this, can't they? He's in a tough one here, Conor. You know, Peter Dobson he's rough, he's tough, he's durable, he's all action, he's compelling. You know, he's fighting the son of a legend. This is his cup final. If he beats Crusher Ben, he is in the mix to give it all that. But at the end of the day, it was just a punching bag, wasn't it? With a record that looks good on paper. Yeah, Crusher beat an undefeated guy, but you couldn't get him out of there. The guy were pony. The guy were pony macaroni. Get a grip. Get a grip, people. Get an absolute grip. So it is what it is, isn't it? Tyson Fury, what do you think to him, Porky, really? Not training that. Well, Tyson Fury is always going to be one of them people that don't have to take training seriously, even though he always looks like a bag of shit stripped off. He's multi-skilled, and he's got it in here. He knows where to stand, when to let his shots go and that. But your brain knows, but your body can't do it anymore. And he's at that stage of his career now. He's one of them that can turn it on and off, though, for a big night. He reminds me of, say, for instance, Alex Higgins won world title in 1982. And before that, John Higgins beat him at Scottish Masters, I think, 6-0. And he were playing like dog shit. I think he was ranked about 11 at the time. He were all over the place, mainly because he did exhibitions back in the day, and he made money from big money back then. 40 years ago, this is 40 odd years ago. He could turn up and turn it on and off. He didn't need to do like Steve Davis, 8 hours a day like a robot. But your Steve Davises, your Dennis Taylors, your Cliff Thorburns, they're the guys that have got mental strength, aren't they? They could play long matches, and they had to practice all the time. But naturally gifted players like Alex Higgins could just turn up and not play for a couple of weeks, and it can just all click into gear. And I think it just clicked into gear for that tournament. And round about that period of time, he was red hot, wasn't he? Do you know what I mean? But and I think that Tyson Fury is like that. He might have a crap training camp, but I don't think we should go on that and his sparring being awful. But on the night, he can turn it on. He's like a big game player. And so I won't read too much into that sparring, but he did look sloppy, didn't he? He looked very, very sloppy. And people saying, oh, he looks in great shape and all that. Well, you won't have him modelling underwear, would you? So he looked in better shape. I'm in better shape than him, stripped off. A lot better shape than him. A lot better. But you wouldn't have Tyson Fury modelling underwear, would you? You wouldn't buy any, would you? You know what I mean? If he gets anything resembling a pair of shorts at back, he's got like boobs hanging down at back, and even when he's in shape, he's always looked like that. But he can fight, and like I said, he's got great footwork and all that, and a good boxing brain. But how he's going to beat Usyk, in my opinion, what he'll do, he'll just lean all over him. He'll just lean and maul him to death like he did Cunningham. When all else fails, just cheat. And they're good at that, aren't they, them lot? So, undisputed. What do I think to it? Well, Terry Chappendama called it. They don't really want undisputed. And now we ever going to really get it? We had it in 1999. When we're going to get it again? When? I don't know. We've been talking about this since Tyson Fury beat Vladimir 2015. All we've heard is undisputed. That's 9 years ago this November. So we're getting on for nearly 9 years and we're still talking about it. And it's Jover's mad. And everybody jumped up bandwagon, haven't they? Eddie Hills. All roads lead to undisputed. All roads lead to undisputed. Anthony Joshua, it's his destiny. It's his destiny. Anthony Joshua's not got a belt. He's fighting a guy who's had one boxing match in his life in his next fight. And he's just fought Franklin, Hilarious, and Wally. And now he's fighting a guy who's had one boxing fight. So that's the Anthony Joshua. All roads lead to undisputed. Fighting bags of shit. But you people keep paying for it, don't you? Too many permutations now, Big P. No, don't call me that, mate. Just call me Porky, mate, or Russ, if you can. Don't call me Russell because you ain't going to score me. Porky or Porky Russ, okay? Not Big P. Too many permutations now, Big P. After Big P, £160, 5'8". I'm hardly big, am I? Too many permutations now after hearing about all these offers and contracts on the go out there in Saudi, etc., etc. All I do know is that Fury has a 2-fight deal with Usyk. Yeah, he has got a two-fight deal with Usyk. And Fury's also still got a deal with Ngannou left. So no matter if Ngannou beats AJ or not, that fight will still happen again with Tyson Fury. So don't bank on May 18th happening. People keep leaving emails and going, it's made for May 18th. Listen, there's that much going on behind the scenes and that many moving parts. Anything can happen. Anything. And this Turkey guy, what hair he's got left on that napper of his will be grey by the end of the year dealing with this shower of poo. So, Porky, what do you think to the liquor squad? The Gad and people like that. We've covered that, haven't we? The Gad's in-house media, innit? Like the rest of them. Michelle Phelps, Danny Flexen, Umar, Coogan, Puppy Parsons. They're your big five in-house media people. That's what they are. They need access. They want to be out there for reflected glory. I mean, Arthur, we're hanging out the back of Bricktop, aren't it? His box at Arsenal. We've covered that many times, but people keep falling for it. Not me. All right. Bricktop says that people in the media like Adam Cattrall are morons and behaving like louts and that. Well, what is Fury behaving like? Does anybody see that Zoom thing? Totally embarrassing and classless. Johnny Nelson's mole. Yeah, that video I'm going to do later today. That'll be going up members area. Johnny, it's a bit of banter, but I don't like moles. I don't like moles unless they're telling me something. Johnny, it's not rocket science, is it? But I did think it was him, but I also thought it was somebody else. And I weren't sure, but now I've seen the screenshot. I was howling when I seen it, but it is what it is. So, do I care? No, I don't care. Who's going to stop me doing these videos? Not you, horsecock. None of yous can. Nobody. All right. Fury Usyk, Porky. Does Usyk need a KO to win? We'll have to see in that Zoom. I think he does, because I think Tyson's hanging out at the back of that Turkey guy, isn't he? He's obviously got him around his little finger. They've given him a Zonda Pagani, haven't they? And jewellery and all sorts. And look, these people are going to manipulate anything they can to get free goods, free gratis. That's all they're after, free gratis. And they're after your money, your pay-per-view money. So it is what it is, but yeah, I think Usyk needs a KO. But Usyk's not stupid, is he? The people around him will be saying, look, you're going to have to stop him. You're going to have to set such a pace that he's going to gas out. And that's what's going to happen. He's going to set such a pace, he'll gas out. But the main thing we're going to want on when they do fight, if they do fight, we're going to need a strong referee, because Fury's not in any shape whatsoever to match Usyk for quickness or fitness. So he's going to try and maul him and be dirty. So like I said, we're going to need a strong referee. But I think, yeah, he does need a strong referee, and he does need a knockout to win. So good question. Do they want Joshua Fury more than ever? Yeah, that's the fight they want. If Fury loses to Usyk, he's got to lose twice to him. They'll still spin a narrative to get Joshua and Fury at it. They'll probably have somebody throwing some chicken legs at each other in a restaurant or something, and there'll be some sort of roll about on the floor or something. Look, that's the fight that they all want, isn't it? That's the fight they all want. We've covered the Josh Kelly thing. Why is Josh Kelly ranked 16 on BoxRec? But super welterweights, like middle, 154 pounds. He's a British champion. He's had 5 super welterweight fights on trot and won them. Crusher's had what, 2? And he's ranked number 9 and hasn't got a belt. How can that be? Well, BoxRec, the people at BoxRec, there is a phone number that everybody rings on BoxRec to try and get things corrected if there's a mistake. There is the guy's number that you can ring. So I think that Josh Kelly, what you need to do, you need to get your people to get in touch with BoxRec guy and say, what are you doing, you cretin? How can Crusher be ranked higher than me? I think that's in bad form, but somebody's obviously manipulating it behind the scenes, like they did does everybody remember after Crusher had an handful of fights, he was the WBA ranked number 5? Well, the people on Boxing Asylum, is Andy Patterson and all them, they went after Gilberto Mendoza every week for weeks over that. Well done on that. I don't watch Asylum now. I don't have time for it. But well done, Andy Patterson, on that. And they got him kicked out at rankings, basically. People power. So I was buzzing over that. Because when you rank number 5 in WBA, shouldn't you be fighting them above you and chasing a world title fight down? Instead of fighting people ranked 200. I don't get that. I never really got that. So Crusher must have had a deal with a sponsor. If you can get in a certain ranking, they'll get some money out of the job. So they lobbied for him the ranking and he got it. But Mendoza backtracked, didn't you? But he's probably one of the worst ones out there. Him and Sullivan are shocking, aren't they? And the WBO guy. The IBF and the IBO are not so bad, but the other 3 are shocking. So, FUCK box rec, Porky. Do you agree? Yes, I do. So, Porky, can you tell us some funny stories? Yeah, I can. Just get this coat on because I'm off out. Funny stories. I don't know what funny stories you want. Have a thing. Have a thing. A Big Ron funny story. When I started with Big Ron, he had a new X5, a white one. He said, "We're going York Hall, you're driving." So who's going? Me, you, Chris Medley, and Liam Cameron. I went, all right. So we're going down motorway. And they got them, he had one of them things on dash. And I know how to work them now because I've just had one, a BMW. And if you go in a certain lane, it like vibrates, doesn't it, and lets you know. So all the way down, I've got Chris Medley behind me and he's going, "Porky, I can't drive, I can't drive." I'm like, "Shut up, I can drive tanks." And Dennis is like, "Yeah, driving me crazy, stay in your lane." So we're going all the way down there, having crack. And then we got near Watford and we're having a bit of band music on and all that, like you do. And Chris has gone, "Hey, Porky, have you seen this?" So he's passed it me. So I'm like that. I've gone, "Oh, she's all right, Chris. I'd give her one." "You nonsense, it's my daughter. She's 17. It's all gone quiet. And I'm like, "Oh, Chris, I'm really sorry." And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. You never told me it was your daughter. It's his daughter, Kaya. And obviously, she's a beautiful looking lass, tanned and all that. And she's all ready for nightclub with her mates and that. And he's going, he's saying, "What do you think to that picture?" That's what banter you have to put with them. So yeah, it were that were quite funny. But I look at Chris sometimes. He's a good pal of mine, and he'll have a game of pool with you, Chris, and that crack. He don't drink and that. But Luke's obviously passed away. Big Luke, may he rest in peace. But Luke, Nikki, and Kaya, they're all like really beautiful looking kids. You know, they're all tanned and whatnot. And I'm like, I look at Chris sometimes and I think to myself, "God, you must have been cooking that night, Chris." Oh, them 3 nights. So, yeah, I thought that was a funny story. We always have a bit of a crack about that. And there's another joke that I'm not going to repeat on here about when we got into London with some cab drivers, but I won't repeat that one on here. But that was funny. But the other one is Francis Warren, the housewife's favourite. He's Big Top's son, the fat one with ginger hair, old Carrot Top. Well, Dennis had a bistro in Sheffield, the bistro restaurant. And after one show, everybody went back there, and Nicky were there with Luke and I think one of his mates. And his mate were a ticket tout, and they were bragging off about they've been printing tickets at a Bricktop show, and they were fraudulent tickets, and they were bragging off about it to Francis when Francis said, "Oh, my dad's Frank Warren," like. And they were like, "Ah, well, we printed a load of tickets for his show recently and made a fortune." And he were obviously a bit outspoken, swearing and things like that. And don't forget, you're in Sheffield, you're not in Islington, and it nearly come a cropper for him. And I mean, nearly come a very big cropper. And if it hadn't been for Big Ron and Chris, he would have been in hospital that night. So, Francis, next time you come to Sheffield, keep your mouth shut. When you're at somebody's restaurant and you've got free gratis all night, you just have to watch your P's and Q's, like us lot have to do when we go down your way. All right? So, well, that's a funny story. So that's about it. Not loads of them to tell, loads, but I'll give you odd one every now and then. All right? Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Big shout out to Buster Brunt. I hope you're well. Keep up that training. And a big shout out to Big Joe Egan, aka Jam Roly Poly. Where's this Zoom? You're running out of time, kid. Because you know, once I press record, yeah, it's all going to come crashing down for you, kid. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So get ready, you big bully. Yeah. Bully. All right, go on. Peace out.